Who needs Grant anyway, right, Steve?
Grant,
we are here. We are live. Are you live, Stephen Schnee?
I'm pre-recorded.
You're pre-record. That is awesome. It's cool how this works with AI. I ask, how are you doing today, Steve?
I'm pre-recorded.
Oh, see, that's kind of a pretty good answer. Anyway, we are with Stephen Schnee from CD Junkie and also Schnee TV. That just rolls off the tongue.
It does roll off the tongue, and don't worry, I won't be doing any type of promotion for my Schnee TV show.
Schnee TV
Refreshing
cup. That's a very nice Schnee TV cup.
Yes.
And
thank you for inviting me, Larry, by the way.
you're welcome. I didn't actually invite you. You just came on. I invited Grant's Rock Warehouse, and he sent you the link. Here he is now.
This is pre-recorded. Oh, God.
This is pre-recorded. I hope we're live. I don't see any comments yet.
God damn.
Oh, well.
Friggin' Grant.
We're already insulting each other, Grant.
I'm not going to insult him anymore. You got to stop that. He almost ruined my show the other night.
I am going to pretend he's not here.
He almost ruined my show on the call.
Really? Why?
All this shit that he's talking, all this shtick. It's all shtick.
Yeah, yeah.
You mean all this positive words about the call?
I had to edit, Larry, the hell out of that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to edit the hell out of it because you didn't know anything about the call.
Well, I really don't know anything about him.
Yeah, there you go. That's why you have me.
All right.
I apologize,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen. I am with Grant and Stephen, and they're, go ahead.
Sworn enemies.
No, I love Steve.
Yeah, no.
I'll
Did somebody
be
say anything?
No.
I didn't hear anybody.
We need like a cricket sound.
I'll be watching this tomorrow. It's a huge night here in England. It's the Euros final against Spain. Oh, who cares?
Yeah, watching it tomorrow. Come on.
You watch this now. It's live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could tape that. This live, you got to capture the moment. Everyone's going to be talking about, did you hear what Grant said? And you're already going to know what Grant said tomorrow.
Yeah,
you got to watch it live.
And this
Look,
person's
everybody's
got a
leaving
concert.
too.
Well, he's got a concert to attend to. What's more important, my live chat or a concert?
I know what's more important.
Yeah.
People and their priorities. Of course, I'm saying that, but I was actually working last time. This time I actually got out earlier and got home earlier, so I could make it here today.
Sup, fellows. It's Nicholas Pearl. He's a Patreon. Oh, by the way, on Patreon, I do song and album reactions. I'm not promoting myself, Stephen Schnee, but today I listened to the album by The Killers. No, sorry, The Strokes, Room on Fire. And I really like The Killers and The Strokes. Do either of you know them?
Know them. I've got all that stuff.
Yeah. Who do you like? Seriously.
Oh, I think
I'm impressed with both of them, but which band do you prefer?
I think the Strokes. I think the Killers had really good. The first two albums are really good. Yeah. But if you look at the reviews, most of those Killer albums get pretty good reviews. Yeah. But my favorite are the first two. But the Strokes.
Yeah.
All those records are good.
Yeah.
The Strokes are very good.
My personal feelings is that both of them are really strong out the gate, especially like, let's say something like The Killers. Of course, I forgot the name of the song, but just has this great bass line, something like Wendy Was a Friend of Mine or something like that. Just this great.
That's that's off the first one.
Boom. Yeah, fantastic. And the Strokes were great out. I lost interest after that. That doesn't mean that they got bad, but I will tell you that the Killers are still huge in the UK.
I don't think I've bought the last two records though. By the
Killers?
Yeah. I do have all the Stroke stuff though.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I was really impressed with Room on Fire. There's the Strokes' second album. I think I gave it an A-.
Yeah. Well, my son's the one that got me into him because he absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
He liked the Strokes and the Smiths.
Yeah.
And he liked the Killers too, but he really was a big Strokes fan, big Smiths fan. Well, he still is, I would assume.
Am I dragging, by the way, or is my
No,
audio and video
No,
good?
you're good. You're good.
Okay.
you're personality-wise, you're dragging.
Yeah, you're dragging me down.
Hey, let me tell you about Can. I love Can.
Look, I just got this is the latest. I am so hooked on this band. Let me talk for a minute, Steve. Okay, just shut up. I'm just joking.
I couldn't get into them.
See, we can insult each other because
We're all
Grant and
friends.
Steve really like me, and I kind of tolerate them.
Okay.
Anyway, I love Can,
Yeah.
Landed,
Yes. Mhm.
uh,
I only come on here to get views.
soon over Bubba Bluba, the singles. I love this Monster Movie. Have you heard this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Delay, their first one.
Mhm.
Really, their first. This is my favorite, I think, so far. Future Days.
That's
and
probably my favorite. Yeah.
soundtracks. And I just got this. I've listened to it twice. I honestly, it's good, but I just need to listen to it more before I know. But go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
I was going to say that I love the Damo Suzuki stuff.
Yeah.
So we're talking Tagamago, E.G. Bamiasi, Future Days. And I also love the post Damo Suzuki stuff. My least favorite is the Malcolm Mooney stuff, which is the earlier stuff. Monster Movie, soundtracks, or Can 68. I think Damo makes an appearance on soundtracks.
Yeah.
But not that I don't like that stuff. That's just not in my top tier, Can. But I love Landed and what was it, Soon Over Babaluma?
Yeah. Yeah.
I even like the two later albums, the self-titled and Out of Reach. I thought both of those had some really good songs on it.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Three something, or what does that mean? Dan, what are you talking about?
Yeah. That's
Jeez.
Are you guys? I think Dan is
Day
the one
drinking again.
wine.
Everyone's day drinking.
I'm not
again.
drinking anything. I'm having water.
Ah, well, that's water. You're day drinking.
Well, yeah, but it's empty. That's a problem.
Okay. But no, I do really, really enjoy Can. People probably don't think that they are up my alley, but I also love the Residents up until, let's say, the last great Residents album, in my opinion, was Tunes of Two Cities from '82.
Okay.
I love everything before that.
The commercial album. I love the commercial album.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. Yeah, I like Mooney myself. I mean, in some ways, he's kind of similar to Suzuki. I mean, he's different too, but I don't know. Like, it took me a couple of listens for Monster Movie to appreciate it, but sometimes it's my favorite album of his.
Have you heard Right Time?
No, I've heard it. Well, yeah, a little bit on Spotify. I heard it's their worst, but it was okay. It was all right.
But that was like a reunion with Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney.
Yeah.
What about Rooney?
Yeah, Rooney's opening the ELO tour in Europe.
I didn't know they were still together. I love that first album. Love it.
The first album, I didn't hear anything after that.
I think they're all pretty good, but normally they show up in the cheapie bins, and
So
I
who are
haven't
we
seen any
talking about?
laylately. Huh?
Who are we talking about?
Rooney, a power
Rooney.
pop band?
I don't know. The Bee
Mickey's
Gees.
Sons.
The Bee Gees are great.
Oh, I love the Bee Gees.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, call us the Three Amigos, Dan, and be done with them.
No, call us the
Beach
Two
Beach.
Amigos and Larry.
All right. So, Grant, what's
Yes,
new?
sir.
What's new?
Well, presently, my son's going to be home on Tuesday from Seattle. He will be visiting for a week, and he's bringing his girlfriend. I need to get a lot of my CD situation is out of control. I'm currently trying to make space, so I'm reorganizing all of them.
Problem.
Well, I didn't realize I had so much. I got a lot. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm in the G's, organizing the G's. And my wife might have a point. Maybe I have too many. But I'm not going to stop now.
Well, look at how many CDs do you have, Steve? Like,
I've gotten rid of some, probably, I don't know, 6,000.
Yeah.
I mean, just moving from Sacramento down here, I offloaded at least 1,500 of them. Things I figure I can't sell these. No one's going to be interested in them. And I figured this is only music that Grant would like, and I just threw it all away.
Thanks for giving me first dibs. Logan is not here, but Logan did buy a t-shirt. I posted it on my community page on Grants Rock Warehouse. Logan is wearing the Grants Rock Warehouse colors proudly.
wow, cool.
That's my boy. He's a good employee. Young Logan and Marlon. Does Marlon ever come over here? I don't know. Maybe not. All right.
I don't think Logan or Marlon come to my place either.
Probably not.
Oh,
They hang out at Sea of Tranquility and my...
I'm promoting, Steve. I have an upcoming live chat with Grants Rock Warehouse and what's his name?
DC Tune Time.
DC Tune Times. We're going to be reviewing Grand Funk's Closer to Home. So please subscribe to Grants Rock Warehouse, especially if you're a Grand Funk fan.
Exactly.
And at the same time, subscribe to Schnee TV and CD Junkie.
No, it's Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. But speaking of DC Tune Time, I got to take another sip. That is art created by DC Tune Time himself.
Wow, that is cool.
When can we expect that in the merch shop? Because I think that would go crazy.
That is really, really well done.
DC's brilliant.
Wow.
I think I've canceled the show already.
What?
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm going to move the show probably to 30 minutes. And either that or move it to every 2 weeks. I think down to 30 minutes, maybe every 2 weeks, depending on the reaction, you know.
Well, 30 minutes, you're only going to get like 3 or 4 videos in. Or 3. With a lot of blab, blab, blab in between. I don't know.
I don't have a lot of blab, blab, blab in between. I just have enough information so people know where to get the stuff. Or I mean who the band is, where they're from, blah, blah, blah.
Right, right.
Grant, I'm not like one of your shows where it's like, shut the up.
That's right.
What I like about having you two on is I don't have to talk.
Grand Funk Railroad, see?
Yeah, Grand Funk Railroad. Yeah, they're good. Anyway, I do want to do some promotion. I'm not just going to promote Schnee TV.
It's an extra $5 through my PayPal, Steve.
Okay, I'm not going to promote Schnee TV, which is a show dedicated to indie music videos. I'm not going to do that. That's on my channel. There's 3 episodes already. Episode 4 premiering on Friday. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to promote tonight in just hours.
Yes.
Grant and I will be on his channel playing new wave music.
2 hours of new wave starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The new wave listening party. Come and hang out, listen to some new wave, join the chat. We want to hear from you. It's a lot of fun.
Look what I just did.
Thank you.
How did you get that so fast?
There's a problem there with grants. So they're not going to be able to. I'll have to fix that. Sorry.
Well, you have to put a space
Warehouse.
in between. Got to put a space.
Or spell it right.
Yeah. Grants Rock Warehouse.
This is where Steve and I go to battle over music. And if you want to see more of that, just watch the call episode.
And to think that was before I was having wine.
You just should have saw that. You should have saw that call episode before I edited out 15 minutes of it.
Oh, I can imagine that you edited out 15 minutes of it.
To make it coherent.
Even in there. This is bad.
I'm the only person in that call thing who actually had all the albums ever since they started coming out.
Well, yeah, I know. I came in. I didn't have anything.
I know. Yeah,
I'm the host. I don't have to have.
Let's do a ranking, and I don't even know about the bands. Hey, in fact,
I do that all the time.
I want to be on the Grants Rock Warehouse, the Grand Funk Warehouse episode, and I want to talk about an album I've never listened to.
There we go for Grant. Okay, is that good? That's the link. Click on that. Why are you shaking your head?
I don't know. If I could delete him, I would remove him right off the stream right now.
Grant's?
Yeah.
Rock. That's spelled right, isn't it?
It is now.
Yeah. Well, I fixed it.
No
for
one said
you.
Canadians could spell.
I'm going to swear on my channel. Just watch it.
I've never been to Canada.
I'd like to go.
And-
My son's been to Quebec. He says it's beautiful.
I've been to
subscribe
Ontario.
Grant.
I've been to Ontario, though.
Yeah, I've never been. I've only been like to Mexico.
But
I've
Ontario,
never-
California.
Well, I've been on a cruise. I've been out of the country, but to drive, when I was a kid, we drove to Texas and went to Mexico. It was cool.
Yeah.
Delete comment. I have a space in it, but it won't space. There you go. Try it
It's
again.
okay.
Do. There's a little space.
There it is. Look at that.
There we go. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Graves.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I keep referring to you as Larry when
Just call
when
me
you
sir.
ask- Okay, yes, sir.
They've been drinking a bit.
I haven't drank anything.
Neither have I.
But after this show, I'm going to have to start.
Yeah.
No, I'm unlucky and lucky at the same time because I just have an aversion to alcohol. The minute it hits my mouth, it's like remember when we're all old enough. Well, Larry's a lot older, but
Shitload older.
yeah. In fact, hi, Dad. We're
How do you
old,
boot somebody from the live chat here?
we're old enough to remember spoonfuls of grape flavored cough syrup.
Yeah.
And well, Larry's old enough to remember castor oil.
I actually like
Larry's old enough to remember when heroin was legal and Bear Aspirin was making it for
that.
the
It's
masses.
not legal anymore.
But here I am. I would always gag on that stuff. I hated the flavor. So any type. Yes, I know. I wish people would stop making.
He's embarrassed to be on my live chat.
I think what it is that he's wearing a red shirt, and I think it's reflecting up.
Yes. Maybe I need to go put on my
Pink shirt.
Just don't take your shirt off, Steve.
I think you should just sit there shirtless.
Good Lord.
Boy, this is any indication, Larry, on how the show's going to go tonight. We are.
Now I don't want to brag, okay? Because I'm pretty popular on YouTube, and we've got 16 viewers.
We've got 16 viewers.
That's it? No,
16,
I'm joking.
Well-
not 60.
No.
We'll get about 60 tonight.
No, 16 viewers. If you have 16 viewers, 1/6, more than likely it's me.
I saw you.
He's got it
I'm
up
not
on
gonna
his
watch-
computer, too, so he's watching it.
Yeah, they say Steve. Oh, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
But tonight we do have just to promote a little bit more, we have a lot of great stuff. 2 hours of new wave. So how we do it, we split the show up into 2 hours. So 1 hour segments. And then, we take a 5-minute break in between, and we gear up the
I'll be right
second.
back.
The second stream. So, but Steve picks, I don't know, he might have given me 15 tracks. We might have 30 tracks total. We kind of have to play around with it. You never know exactly how it's going to work out to an hour. It's a live show.
There better be a Spark song in there.
There is.
All right.
Cool Places,
Yeah.
which is my favorite Spark song.
Really?
Yes, totally. I think it's brilliant.
So you're like Steve, you like the 80s mainly? Like
I like that song.
Yeah.
I think it's new way. Sparks can tackle anything, and they handled new wave just brilliantly.
when Steve comes back,
I've got that
I think
promo poster.
We should do some kind of video on this.
Where's my poster?
See right here. Like I was thinking maybe ranking the songs on all three of these together.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. See if Steve thinks that's a good idea.
Do you want me to get my Sparks promo poster?
Yeah.
You've already seen it.
Have
you want
I?
me to get
I
it?
don't remember.
Do you want me to get it? It'll take me 2 seconds.
Sure.
Entertain the people.
Oh, he's back.
I had to
I thought
open
you
up
were
a few
going to
windows.
change your shirt
No, it was getting too hot in here. The circulation
because of
wasn't-
me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the heat I was taking because of my look. This is what happens when you live in Southern California and you go outside and you don't put suntan oil on. You get a red face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen this.
Yeah. That's cool. But Steve, I was thinking me, Grant, and you, sometime we could do a pre-recorded ranking all of the songs on these 3 albums. What do you think?
I would maybe want to go back one album and forward one album too. So have
All right,
5
that's-
albums.
Wow.
Well, the one before
Terminal Jive,
Terminal Jive, really? Okay.
and then Pulling Rabbits.
Yeah, okay. I like that one too.
Really up the pulling rabbits. All right.
Or if you don't want to go back to Terminal Jive, Pulling Rabbits is fine because it's part of the same sort of umbrella there with the guys from Gleaming Spires and stuff.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to rank every song on the album. I'd want to maybe do like the top 10 songs
10?
off of those
Okay,
albums.
that's good. Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Maybe our 10 favorites.
Yes, off of
And
those 4
maybe our
albums.
5 least favorite. Yeah.
No, let's do a top 10 favorite off of that era.
And Pulling
Yeah,
Rabbits, I like that more. Like when it came out, it was a bit of a disappointment, but I appreciate
Very
it
much.
a lot more now. Yeah.
It didn't
was
get
very
very
much
good
a-
reviews at the times, from what I remember.
Did you have Arabs in Aspect on the Prague show with Rand Grant?
Huh? Oh, did you have Arabs and Aspect on the Prague show with Rand Grant? Arabs and Aspect. I don't recall.
And my cat Mittens is doing much better, thank you. She was pretty sick for a couple of days.
And how's Molly? We all want to know how Molly is.
Yeah, where's
Molly
she?
is great. She's back home. She's happier for some reason. She's back home. I don't know why.
Mhm.
but-
Mm-hmm.
How come I can't? I don't have access to see apart from when you show them the comments.
I can't see the comments either.
Really, I don't know.
You
Like
don't have it turned on.
you can
Put
see
on a
them there,
tank
though, right?
top, Steve.
Well, I'm
Put on a
showing all
damn
the
tank top.
I'm showing all the comments anyway, except for the really bad ones directed at Steve.
So
Yeah,
when they're crapping all over us, we can't see it. That's why he does that.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
showing
exactly.
every comment, like this one, Starman Brinley.
Hey,
Bren.
Starman. He and I were supposed to do a show, but it never happened.
Yeah, well, Brinley's a little kid. Now that guy. Okay.
What do
this-
you mean a
this
little
guy-
kid?
He's 8 years old.
Is he
No,
8?
he's like in his early 20s, right?
Well, okay. So's
No,
young
but-
Logan.
Hey, who cares about Logan? I'm not talking Logan right now. Okay.
Well,
I
what
saw
are you
that
trying
movie.
to
I really
say?
liked it.
Are you saying he's not a
no.
serious? Okay.
No, Brinley, he's like in his early 20s. He knows
Okay.
more about this malarkey, this music malarkey, than all of us and most of the people I've seen in the VC. This guy is friggin' on the ball. You know, I mean, if you mention like, Chad Schlepke, he'll go like, "Oh, I love the Animals," and that one single they released in 1971 with Chad Schlepke. I mean, he knows that stuff. And no, I don't think there's a Chad Schlepke.
It's not good enough for Steve.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
No.
Steve, I've got a question for a serious one. A
Yes.
couple of bands. Do you know the Only Ones?
The
I
only
do.
ones, yeah. Peter Parrott.
I love their third album. I haven't heard the first two, but the third one I absolutely love.
Is
I've
the
got
third
one
one
of them
Baby's
on
Got a Gun?
Baby's
Is
Got
that
a Gun. Yeah.
Okay.
What's
the
the,
first
one?
album-
What's the
Another
first
Girl,
album?
Another Planet. Well,
What's
the
on the
first album is
cover?
called the first album is called Only Ones, but the album you might be thinking of, Grant, is the one called Special View, which is kind of like a compilation of the first two albums.
Oh, I gotta
Because
look it
the
up.
first two albums didn't initially come out in America.
And weren't they on Epic or Columbia?
Yeah.
Okay, but they
Special
did
View.
put out. They did put out that one CD. That's what I've got. I picked
Yeah,
it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another Girl, Another Planet is like a iconic post-punk song of the era. Lovers of, I think, is it Lovers of Today? Is that the name of it? But yeah, they're what I call heroin rock.
Heroin rock?
Yeah.
Like heroin chic?
No, like heroin, like stab.
Same thing.
Where to me is, you could tell that probably a lot of drugs were going on behind the scene, and sometimes it almost sounds like it's falling apart in a sense, but it's all kept together. The only ones were, they're not power pop, they're not post punk, even though I called Another Girl, Another Planet post punk.
They look kind of post punk.
Yeah, but it's more just, there's more of an influence of Bowie, the Stones, Mott the Hoople, mixed with a new wave thing. So I would recommend, Larry, the first album, because that's really where the energy is.
Yeah.
Or Whole of the Law is the song I think I was thinking of. Either that, or if you can find a copy of the American album called Special View, which is kind of a best of the first two albums.
Yeah.
That's what I've got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well worth picking up, though.
And what about the Undertones? What a great band.
The Undertones, I'm a huge fan of the Undertones.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I bought the first Undertones album when it came out in 79.
Yeah.
Was it 79 or 80? I don't remember. 79, I think. Because I had read that they were the Irish Ramones. I was reading Trouser Press. And I hadn't heard them at all. But when I read that they were the Irish Ramones, and I went to Licorice Pizza and went to the miscellaneous U section, pulled that album out, I said, I'm going to love these guys. And I was not disappointed, because they are really, really incredible. That first album is amazing. Second album, More Songs About Chocolate and Girls, is really good. Third album, Positive Touch, a complete change of musical direction. Fantastic. The fourth album, which is called The Sin of Pride, I thought was kind of a failure in a way, because they tried too much too soon, or at one time, but still has some great songs. Fergal solo, I'm not a big fan of, although he did a single with Madness, a song called Listen to Your Father, which is incredible. And then he did that song with the Assembly, which is Vince Clarke from Depeche Mode and Yazoo. That song called Never Never. Yeah. So
you had a question there, Steve.
No. I was Douglas. I was never a follower of prog, although I don't dislike it at all.
The James Taylor.
I have heard the James Taylor Quartet. Obviously, not the same James Taylor. It's more rooted in R&B, and there's even influences of like Northern Soul and stuff. Dirty Looks. If you're talking about the original Dirty Looks, like the band on Stiff Records, incredible debut album. Absolutely incredible debut album. The hair metal band, I'm not too into. I've never been a huge Sweet fan. I love them.
We did a Sweet show on my channel with Martin Popoff and Reed Little. And
was it on your channel or Contrarians? Or
no, it was on my channel.
They were actually, back when they were really popular. I was never into them. They'd be on like Top of the Pops, lip syncing, and I would see some real live footage of them. They were a great band.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Well, I remember the first time I heard Sweet was when they were The Sweet with Little Willie, because our best friend next door to us was named Billy. So we used to always sing Little Billy, Billy Won't Go Home. And then I didn't hear too much after that, because nothing got played on American radio. We're talking, I was, what year was Little Willie? 71, 72?
Yeah, pretty early 70s.
Yeah.
I think it was 73. No, that's
okay,
Sweet Fanny Adams might be 73. Yeah, you're right. 71, 72.
So I was like 7, 8 years old. So, and in America, they weren't doing, whatever. The next time I heard them, of course, then I'm hearing Fox on the Run on the radio. And I'm just going, holy crap, this band is good. And then, Ballroom, 71. So I was 7, 8 years old. So Ballroom Blitz. And then I still love to this day, Love Is Like Oxygen.
Yeah.
So, Steve, do you have that? Well, I guess it's kind of a comp of their 45s. Funny how sweet cocoa can be. Do you
I
have
do
that?
not. I do not.
You probably would love it.
Oh, no, no. See, I used to have all the albums, but I've had to sell them over time for, pay rent or pay
Live.
Larry. Yeah, live. Yeah, exactly.
It happens.
Grant, did you
Yeah.
get this yet?
No, I ordered it though.
Yeah.
Wasn't cheap.
No.
I ordered it from Cherry Red. I don't know. Usually when I order stuff from Cherry Red, it doesn't take very long to get here to the States.
I did not order that. Of course, that's on the Now Sounds label, right? Through Cherry Red. And I'm a big fan of Steve Stanley. In fact, of Now Sounds, who puts stuff together. But I just had to draw the line. I just have to say, I have 12,000 songs for Ski Lodge. I have a Rascals Best of, even though I want that, I just have to stop buying it. That's why I only bought 3 of the Mind Games cubes instead of 5.
Heaviest song before heavy metal was a thing. So yeah, what was okay?
Helter Skelter by the
Helter
Beatles.
Skelter for me.
Yeah,
Now, some people would say, who was that? Well, you could say, if you look at some surf music, isn't surf pretty much just heavy metal without distortion by Dick Dale? Miserlou, think how heavy that would have been when that came out.
What year was Inagata Davida?
I think that's 68.
68, I think. Yeah.
That same year as Helter Skelter.
Yeah, but Helter
It's not
Skelter
as
is way
heavy.
heavier than anything on Iron.
They're not
Iron
screaming
Butterfly.
on Inagata Davida. Mm-hmm. They don't have blisters on their fingers, Steve.
That's true.
So no one had that then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I liked the fact that the Sweet went from being that Chin Chapman band of the Sweet to changing things over to Sweet and then sounding heavier, taking more control of their career. I always like it when bands do that.
And the thing is that they were very good songwriters. Even when they took over the songwriting, I don't think they skipped a beat.
Right. No. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joel, I've only heard of the Good Rats. I always saw them as a band that I may or may not like. So I didn't invest any time. None of my friends listened to the Good Rats, because I was born and raised in Southern California. So we had a whole different type of stuff we were listening to. So I would skip the Good Rats, but I did buy plenty of Boomtown Rats.
Yeah, I don't think they're as good as the Very Good Rats
Or the Great Rats.
Or Rat.
Rat. Yeah. Oh, here you go.
Or the
I'll
Mediocre
trade you-
Rodents.
Steve, I'll trade you my Rascals box for a spare Mind Games cube.
I don't have a spare. I need 3 because I need to look at.
Cheer.
I don't have any interest in that Mind Box.
No,
No,
neither do
it's
I.
good. I like it. Yeah.
No
I would
interest.
love like the regular CD box, but the cube.
The cube is just too much. Like it's not. Who cares? Like, I don't know.
You see,
Even if I could afford it, I don't think I'd buy it.
I'm perfectly fine with buying that kind of stuff. It looks like it'd be super cool to own, but the thing is I'd only be playing the CDs, and everything else would be, I'd look at it once, I go, oh, I can't wait to dive into this book and whatever. But then you have to dismantle the cube every time you want to read one of the books, and then
The 2 Dust albums with Marky Ramone as the drummer. He was talking about that when we saw him on the cruise for his interview. Of course, the interview is up on my channel. But they were just like high school. They had to do it in between going to school to make those records. He was just a kid.
So Steve and
Yes, sir.
Grant,
Yes,
what
sir.
is what is the heaviest band or music that you really like. I mean, Grant, besides Grand Funk Railroad.
I don't think that's very
Grant's
heavy.
Funk Railroad.
Heavy?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the early Metallica albums up until the Black Album. I mean, those are okay records.
They're pretty good.
But I saw them back in the day open for Ozzy in '86, and I thought they were absolutely horrible.
Wow. Yeah.
I thought Ozzy played much better than Metallica did back in the day. I know that's a contrarian take, but it is what it is.
I generally don't have anything quote unquote heavy in my collection. I mean, if you're going some of the older punk bands, maybe if you're talking about who did I just think of? Like Quo, some of their early boogie rock and roll albums were heavy for the time. But yeah, it's never. I look for hooks, and I know Grant does as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's going to be hard rock or punk rock or acoustic folk or whatever. If it's got hooks that appeal to me, I'm just going to dive head first. And so far, there's not a lot of metal bands or heavy rock bands that have appealed to that side of me.
I mean, I will say Rat, they're not a heavy metal band. They got in that whole, genre, but they were just really a hard rock band. But I think that they had a lot of hooks. I think Dawkins had a lot of hooks. I kind of put those two bands a little bit higher above the rest of the, bands that were in that genre.
Yeah.
Mozart was pretty heavy.
Mozart back in the day, that was heavy back in the day. Think about it. Well, that was the pop music of the day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mo, Larry, and Curly's art.
Where's that one? Are the Boys heavy enough?
The Boys are heavy enough. I like the Boys, but I like the Bees better.
Yeah,
I never thought that Status Quo had any hooks, really. They're just a boogie rock band. And it all sounds the same to me.
They were so big in the UK.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about, I'm not going to be offended by the stupid things that Grant says. Because yes, they are total boogie rock band, but just like anything else, and of course I'm joking. I mean, Grant is perfectly fine to have that opinion, and Larry and everybody. But the interesting thing is that we always have that first impression. Even though we try a couple times, we don't listen past like a style or, oh, I hate the guy's voice or this, whatever. But then once you actually connect with a song by that artist, it changes everything. All of a sudden you look back, you go, I can't believe I didn't like this stuff before. But sometimes that point never happens. That doesn't happen with me and Sabbath or, things like that. But sometimes we already, we just have these preconceived things. We don't like what we've heard, so we move on. And I've got hundreds and thousands of bands I've done that with. And, but every band is just waiting for that time to connect with you. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
I will say, but since you mentioned Black Sabbath, I will say this. You wanted to know what my probably favorite would be? It would have to be Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules by Black Sabbath. I think for that genre, I think that is the top of the heap. I think that is the best Black Sabbath when Dio was in it. The songwriting, the melodies, the production, Martin Birch production. I think they hit it out of the park on those. I mean, I can listen to those and not get tired of them.
Right.
So that's what I would go with Black Sabbath. Huh?
I like the Ozzy years.
Yeah.
And
Dio's a much better vocalist than Ozzy. He could sing rings around Ozzy.
Now, Steve, could you maybe not talk for a while? Because I noticed at one point we were up to 22 viewers and then we dropped to 19 while you were talking. Anyway, Grant, go on.
No, that's it. I think, but that was your question. I think if I'm choosing a record, I think I'm going to choose Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath and Mob Rules for the tie. I think that was two great metal records. Wow.
Stop laughing at me. Stop laughing at me.
Done. All right. Oh, we have fun on this channel. Anyway, Steve, I was just joking, I think. Yeah, I never got into, like, when Ozzy left Black Sabbath, I was done.
Heaven and Hell is brilliant.
I know Dio was great, but
it reinvigorated them. I think a lot of that's very heavy. Heaven and Hell is a track. Heavy.
No one is heavier than Spinal Tap. That is true.
Right. I prefer early Spinal Tap, though.
Yeah, none more heavy.
I guess they're making a new Spinal Tap movie. You kind of have to, because I kind of worry about that because they did make Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey again, and that was horrible.
I think they captured lightning in the bottle the one time.
Yeah.
Though all those guys are brilliant, don't get me wrong.
Like Christopher Guest
absolutely,
is so
absolutely.
Funny.
I don't know if I would mess with it again. The numbers don't lie.
Listen to the flower. One of the greatest.
That's my favorite.
It actually is a great song.
And Big Bottoms.
Yeah.
All those guys are super talented.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, who was it that I saw? I think it might have been Madness. When I saw Madness in '84 at the Hollywood Palladium, I walked out and like Harry Shearer was just standing outside the doors, outside the auditorium when you went into the lobby, and before you hit outside, and I wanted to go up and talk to him, but I didn't. That was '84, I think. Yeah. But these guys are super duper talented. And Harry Shearer has seen The Clown That Cried, which is the unreleased Jerry Lewis movie.
He has seen the whole thing?
Really?
Well, he saw a rough cut because it's never been completed. But he saw a rough cut and he said it was terrible.
Jerry Lewis was one of
Oh,
nicest guys in showbiz ever.
Right.
I went to, he did this horrible thing in like 1960, 61, 62, 63, like a live TV performance of The Jazz Singer. And he was the main character. It was lost for years. And they finally found it. They put it out on DVD. So they had this little premiere thing, and I got invited to it because I worked for a distributor. And Jerry Lewis was there, which was pretty amazing. But so was Martin Short, Adam Sandler, a bunch of people, Richard Kind. And I remember, like, I was there with my brother because, we grew up loving Jerry Lewis. And Adam Sandler walked by me, and I said, "Hey, Adam." And he turns around and he goes, "Hey, man, how you doing?" Whatever. And then he walked up the stairs. He was very, very nice, right? And my brother just goes, "You've met him before?" It's like, no. He was just a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So have both of you been to a lot of concerts or what?
I used to go a lot.
I used to go a lot.
Let me know some of your maybe your top 3 concerts and the worst. Like a good band, but it was like a disappointment. Steve first.
All right.
Status Quo. I saw them in 2004. I saw them at a House of Blues in Anaheim. My favorite show of all time.
Wow.
It was so incredible because I'm a big Status Quo fan. But a great bill that I saw was XTC, Wall of Voodoo, and Hazel O'Connor. That was 81 at the Hollywood Palladium. And another great bill at the Florentine Gardens was The Vapors, 2020, and Code Blue. And in terms of I remember I went and saw The Fix at every time I've seen The Fix, they've been incredible. Yeah. So I have nothing against The Fix, but one show, I think General Public was supposed to open for them. And And now this is back in the day. This is when General Public was a thing. Yeah. You know, it wasn't just Dave Wakeling touring under the band name. But they canceled out, and there was this group called A Drop in the Gray, who had an album out on Geffen, and they opened, and I fell asleep during their performance. So that was probably the worst.
Yeah.
Grant?
My favorite? It'd have to be when I was...
three favorites.
My three favorites are probably... Well, okay. My favorite would have to be Paul McCartney when he first started to tour again, so I guess that was like 98. And I went by myself because the ticket prices were so expensive.
Yeah, back then.
But then again, going by yourself, buying one ticket, man, I got a seat right up front.
Oh, awesome.
So I would have to say that was probably the highlight. And then I think concerts, you know, when I was a kid, you know, 13, 14, back in the, you know, my first concert was Foreigner Double Vision Tour with Ambrosia opening up when I was 13. Wow. That is a highlight because I'd never been to a concert, and you know, when you're young like that, and music is so new and fresh, it makes a big statement. And then Styx in 1979 on the Cornerstone tour, that was good. And another one that I saw when I was a kid, I've talked all about this. The ticket price was $5. It was at the Columbus Fairgrounds in Ohio. It was April Wine, the Scorpions on their first American tour, and Sammy Hagar. So you got all three acts for $5.
Wow.
Phenomenal. Scorpions' first American tour, and, you know, April Wine were on the Harder, Faster tour. And April Wine just was killer.
Yeah.
But those they just made a big impression at me when I was a kid. So, you know, those will always be really special. Plus, you know, I couldn't drive. My parents drove my friend and I to it. And we also saw Duran Duran in 84. That was good. Because, you know, that was still the original band. That was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot. Lemonheads at Stashes in Columbus. It was Juliana Hatfield opening up for the Lemonheads in a small club. Phenomenal. Incredible.
My first concert, by the way, was Glenn Campbell in 1970.
My first concert was... Are you muting me again?
That's what he's doing. He does it all the time.
I'm trying to. Go ahead.
My first concert was 1974, Massey Hall. It was King Crimson, who my older brother was into.
Crap.
I didn't, you know, really know them that well. And guess who opened up for them? That's right, Golden Earring.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Thank you for asking what my three favorite concerts are, Grant. And
I was just going to ask you. Yeah, I was just going to ask you what your three favorites
are. I didn't know I was hosting.
I saw Paul McCartney in 2010, thanks to the guitarist Brian Ray. Got free tickets. We were 9 rows back, center stage. He played for 3 hours without even taking a drink. And I met the band backstage, except for Paul, and they were great. And I saw Genesis. I think it was about the 5th or 6th show with Phil Collins when he started doing the lead vocals for Trick of a Tail in 1977. And of course,
was he doing vocals from the drums, or was he stepping out?
No, he's stepping out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And seeing Sparks twice in the past 2 years, just awesome. So yeah.
I saw Split Ends twice.
Yeah, they're good.
Incredible band. Band. I saw Squeeze, I think 3 or 4 times. The Fix, I think I've seen more than anybody, which is like 7. And Flock of Seagulls I saw back in the day. In fact, a cool show was Flock of Seagulls and the Fix back in 83.
That made me think of something else.
What's that?
1983, Marshall Crenshaw, The Tubes, and Hall & Oates at an outdoor venue in Mansfield, Ohio. And
in that order, right?
Yep. Marshall Crenshaw was on the field day tour, and they had everybody set up, and he only had like a small space in front of the on the stage to hardly move. and but the Tubes did their whole performance. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm 66 and I've got a band shirt.
I was in a band and we opened up for Donnie Iris back in '84.
That's cool.
Got to hang out backstage. It was Tall Water. We were the opener. It was us. We played first, and then I think it was Rosie, and then Willie Phoenix. Did Willie play? No, it was us, Rosie, Mark Farner, and then Donnie Iris.
Wow.
Mark Farner was walking around shirtless the whole time. I swear to God, he was walking around shirtless.
Hey, ladies.
He did.
I'll tell you.
I was at the side of the stage watching Donnie Iris, and out of all those bands, they have to be one of the tightest bands I have ever heard in my life. They were like a machine. They were so good. 1984.
And the band today is 4 of those 5 original guys. I think only the bass player is different. Same with the Fix. I saw the Fix for the first time in '83, and that band, apart from the bass player, has changed. But the bass player who's with them now has been with them, let's say, 30 of the 40 years. You know.
I'm going to throw it out to the panel. What was the worst gig you've ever saw? Worst concert. I can answer that easily.
Yeah, I didn't have a worst concert myself.
Well, like I said, Drop in the Gray were so boring I fell asleep.
I guess that would count.
Yeah.
I saw Afghan Wig it was at the Newport, and they were opening for Teenage Fan Club. And what's the guy? Who's the main guy in Afghan Wigs?
Is it Greg Dooley?
Greg Dooley. Oh my God. Was all freaking drunk, belligerent. He was telling the kids in the audience to start taking drugs and getting high and getting all effed up. And it was just a downer. Oh, it was horrible. They were sloppy. They were absolutely horrible. And then he got up to jam with Teenage Fan Club, and he was all drunk and belligerent. I don't think that I stayed for the whole thing. It was that bad. But once they got rid of Greg Dooley, which I am not a fan of after that day, Teenage Fan Club was okay because they were absolutely wonderful. I think it was bandwagon-esque tour, I think.
Well, you reminded me of probably the worst show that I've been to. Swear to God. The Replacements at the Palomino. And it was before Tim, so it was after the Let It Be album.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so drunk that they never finished a song. And they would just start playing riffs of songs. Now, it's fun, but it's terrible because you want to hear stuff off of their albums.
Well,
they're not doing stuff off their albums. They're just doing all drunken covers. So they'd go up and they'd start playing U2, I Will Follow, and they just bring somebody up out of the audience who doesn't know the song apart from the walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away. And it was just undeniably, like, I walked away from that just thinking, I don't ever have to see this band live again. And then, of course, Tim was a great album. I remember Tim was a great album. Let It Be, the album that they were touring, was a great album. But I wasn't a fan much after that, although I know they are legendary.
Let It Be as an album's pretty loose record. It's a good record, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wouldn't have liked to have went to a show and it would have been like that.
Yeah.
Dan,
Grant,
we didn't do our own material, maybe 1 or 2 songs, but I don't really recall that.
What covers would you do?
We were we played Bruce Springsteen, CCR, John Cougar, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't my band. I was just playing. One version I played guitar, one version I played bass.
Aerosmith was bad, and I can't believe that.
Well, depends. In '83, weren't they cleaned up then? No, they weren't, were they?
No. XTC is great. Yeah.
My,
Larry, Mr. Schnee, Grant, how exciting.
Music Talk
And
with John.
with John,
Hey, John.
how exciting.
That's very exciting.
yeah, at least two of us. XTC, you're deep diving. I know a lot of people love to deep dive into Skylarking because that was really their first big album or whatever. But the first XTC album I bought, I remember seeing imports of the first two albums at Licorice Pizza. But if you guys remember, domestic albums were coming out at $4.69 or $5.69. And then you'd get those special, like Sony would put out these deals and you'd be able to buy an album for like $2.99 or $3.99. But then imports were always $9.99, $11.99. So it wasn't until Drums and Wires, which Grant has just over his shoulder.
Love that album.
That's the first domestic album that I bought. And it was just stunning. So my favorite period of XTC, is Drums and Wires, Black Sea, and English Settlement. I believe that those three are truly incredible. Everything after that was good, but just to me, not as incredible as those three.
I think Apple Venus is their crowning achievement. I think it's a perfect record. It's creative. The songwriting's beautiful. The production is lush. I think that's the crowning achievement. I know there's not much Dave Gregory on it, just maybe a little tiny bit.
Supertramp, worse.
Great record.
That's surprising.
Wow. Really? I believe it, but wow. Everybody has an off night.
I absolutely love the Breakfast in America album. I don't care. People are going to be, crapping on that album, saying it was commercial. People are going to, I love Eagles Hotel California. I love Fleetwood Mac Self-Titled and Rumors. These are just, there's a reason why these albums are still consistent sellers today, and I'm an outlier when I say that I love Billy Joel the Stranger. What an incredible record that is. I love it just as much as I love Sparks in Outer Space, Dan,
they should have stayed retired. I think, Supertramp Breakfast in America, I don't think you would be at odds, or I think all Supertramp fans think that that's a great record. I think it's
right,
it's
but I'm saying a lot of people go, they just got commercial at that point. It's really Crisis, What Crisis, or
but there's not much difference between those two records. They both have similar songwriting, catchy songs, great production. I just look at I look at those records kind of like a bookend, part one and part two. I do.
I agree.
All right.
And even The Quietest Moments is another great album.
Yeah, there's not really anything really bad in that catalog. We've been re-blessed.
I did see the documentary on them on Netflix.
Oh, you poor thing.
I don't like their music, but you have to respect any band that, they're trying to make it and they made it. Good for them. It's just I don't care for their music.
I just can't stand the way they sound.
Yeah.
I look at Nickelback as sort of like the Roseanne of music, whereas Roseanne became this huge TV show by just aiming towards the LCD, the lowest common denominator.
Let's get into the politics of Roseanne, Steve.
No, that's
God.
not. It's the lowest common denominator stuff. It's kind of like, in my opinion,
Your
music by committee.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chad Kroger or whatever his name is, I don't know if he sits down and goes, man, she broke my heart, I'm going to write a song about it. Or if he says, God, well, our last three #1 hits were all about girls breaking my heart. So I'm going to write one here and then just puts it out to sell records. But you know what? You can't fault a band for that. If it sells, we just don't have to listen to it.
I do have a story.
Okay.
I'm going to tell it now.
Please do.
You are the head of the Nickelback fan club.
Yeah. I was recently, 12 years ago, I was going through a marriage breakup. A marriage breakup. Is anybody laughing now?
No.
Okay. No, I was going through a marriage breakup, and I was, kind of down and, upset. And when I don't usually listen to the radio, but one day, I'm driving in my car and I'm, like I said, kind of upset. And the song comes on and the lyrics, they're kind of getting to me. I get kind of teary-eyed, right? And I'm listening to it and, crying a little bit. I go home. Who is this band? I look it all up. Nickelback Photograph. It's like,
do you like that? I'm not going to give you shit if you like it.
No,
you don't like
really,
it.
No. But at the time, it just got to me, right? What he was singing.
I don't know why this popped into my head, but Larry and I last week were talking a little bit of Ween. Steve, do you like Ween?
I love Ween. Oh,
yeah, so do I.
Good Lord, I love Ween.
Yeah, we should do a show on Ween.
Yeah.
I've got all that stuff.
I'm not a big fan of like the like, was it Eros con Pollo or like the jokey songs, like the things that are, but I love their melodies. I mean, like White Pepper, I think is a great album. They have so many great hooks on that album. But then again, I love the sped up vocals, push the little daisies and make them come up and
push the little daisies. I was trying to remember that last week.
Yeah.
That was my like gateway. That they used to play that on the alternative radio station. And I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the song Boys Club? It was kind of like their Malcolm McDonald Boys Club.
I should have it, but God, I haven't listened to that catalog in a while.
That's on the Shinola compilation.
All right, let me look. I think I should. Why does that not? Let me look. I have to look it up. Do I have that? Tell you, I've been arranging all these CDs. Holy crap! Oh, I just looked up Weezer instead. Oh. What am I looking at?
Weezer and their 30 albums.
I don't want Weezer. There's another track on here I wanted to mention to you guys. I think it's one of their best tracks. On Chocolate and Cheese. I'm looking at the track listing. What a great record that is.
Yes, I want to get all of them, but some of them are expensive to buy.
Baby Bitch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a live version of Baby Bitch on YouTube. Now, on Chocolate and Cheese, it's kind of processed, but to hear that song just live, what a great song. What a great These guys could write a hook, be artistic, be experimental, and it would work.
I really like, I haven't heard any of Gene Ween's various projects, but I do have the Aaron Freeman or Dean Ween. I don't know which one is Gene or Dean.
Yeah, I don't know.
Aaron Freeman has a couple albums out.
Dean and Ween, yeah.
You were mentioning, you mentioned Shinola.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Oop, I thought I had everything. I don't have that. That's why I didn't ring a bell.
Yeah,
No,
Shinola is you might be able to get through their website or something, but it was like, it wasn't on Elektra or anything like that. It was like one of the things that they put out themselves. But
on
it's
Choco Dog. I've got La Cucaracha. But I don't have any of those records. Quebec, I've got that. I don't have all the ones that they put out, through their sites or anything. I don't have that.
Yeah, I don't buy any of the live stuff. I tried to buy all the studio stuff, but some of it was gone or too expensive, by the time I got around to it. But Ocean Man off of the Mollusk,
my favorite record.
They use that song in
SpongeBob.
And it might be my favorite Ween song.
I could see that. I think that is their crowning achievement. But they have a lot of great records. I even like 12 Golden Greats. I like it.
I love that too, yes.
Do you guys have God, Ween, Satan?
No.
Yes.
I've got that. That's interesting record, but
Yeah, God, Ween, Satan would probably be the last. Like if you want to get into, I mean, if you're into the more melodic side, if you're into sort of the punkier edge or the alternative side, God, Ween, Satan would be the first one. I mean, should be the one that you get into. But I think beginning with the pod, I think would be the best way to start.
I love that song on the pod where he's ordering food.
Yeah, that's one. I think that's super funny, but I don't go to Ween for that. I go for the hooks. Yeah, I love that song. Because it's like sometimes I wonder, is this for real?
Yeah.
And they just they just put it to music. But yes, I absolutely love Ween. When it has a hook, man, I am so there.
Steve, have you heard this band?
I can't see what it is.
This band?
I still have not heard them.
You like pop, right? Good, catchy pop. You would love this. I really, truly believe. And Grant is gonna in a few maybe next. You want to do it live, Grant, next week?
Of course, maybe? I want to do everything live.
Well, we'll talk about this in our next live chat because Grant bought this.
I got it. It's phenomenal.
I don't want to know now what he thinks of it.
Okay, I hate it.
Do you?
Really?
I'm never going to tell until the show.
I will tell you that there's one big reason that I don't get into King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard, and that's finances.
Yeah,
because Richard Cheese is completely different. Because when you listen, I'm afraid that I'm going to like them and want to buy every studio release.
I was the same way, and I got in. I bought 4, and I've still got to buy like 25 more.
Yeah. But all you got to do is call Molly. Hi, Molly. I really, really want this King Wizard album. And she buys it for you.
She treats him like a god.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it should be the other way around. Larry should be treating Molly like a god.
A goddess.
Goddess.
Goddess, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you guys... Okay, so both of you guys... All right.
Probably, Dan.
You've got the pod, right, Larry?
Yeah.
Ween. And you've got that too, Steve?
Yes, sir.
See, I don't think I've got that. I've heard it, but I had that CD like years ago. And when I was in college or whatever...
I hated it the first time.
It was, Steve has mentioned this. You do a purge because you need money or need to pay for something. I never bought it back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I probably need to fix that.
The first Ween album I ever heard
I'll sell you mine for $30
was Quebec. I loved it right away.
No, I can get it cheaper on Discogs. What?
So the first one I heard was Quebec. I loved it. I was so impressed with them. So then I bought that. I'm going to get the pod. I've heard, about that album. I hated it the first. Oh my God, it was the worst.
I'm going to order it right now.
I put it away in my CD collection for like 3 weeks. Then I took it out again, and I love it now. But it took a while.
You see, this is the great thing about getting into Ween with the Quebec album. I don't think Quebec is in the top 5. Personal opinion. I don't think Quebec is in the top 5. But it was enough to make you say, I'm going to check out more. Yeah. Right. And then I don't know if you feel like the mollusk or white pepper.
I haven't heard those
or
yet.
Chocolate. Okay. Because pepper.
They're expensive to buy.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they I'm assuming they're out of print.
Maybe in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm hoping somebody sends them to me. Thank you.
I've tried that.
And how'd it work?
Nobody sends me anything.
I feel bad.
I got this recently.
I guess I'm going to get...
Right, you're right. Still a band I haven't delved into. I think
that's going to be the thumbnail.
They're very heavy, but they're also very humble.
Yeah, so they are very heavy and very humble.
It looks like Ween the Pod has been released several times. Shimmy Disc, and then it was on Elektra.
Yes.
And now it's currently in print on Rounder.
Oh, Rounder?
It's in print right now. You can get a brand new copy for $11.88.
Wow.
I don't know which one sounds the best, though.
I'm sure it's all from the same masters. In Canada, though, you're talking $11.88 here. Isn't that $47 Canadian?
Basically,
yeah, or at least $75 Canadian.
Yeah,
I
never liked. I tried listening to the band Cake. I
love Cake.
Yeah,
but a lot of that stuff sounds the same.
I like Orange Cake.
I saw a show. It was it okay? Who was it? I keep getting these concerts flipped. No, I know what it was. It was a Led Zeppelin cover band that opened for Cake, but Cake was phenomenal. And then I saw another gig. I keep getting it confused, but it was Squeeze opening for Cheap Trick, or it might have been Cheap Trick opening for Squeeze. It's been a while. Another great show. But I saw Cake, loved it.
There's a guy from Cake. He was on like the first album or two. He was one of the main guys. Then he left.
Oh, yeah. He's on the first album.
Yeah, he's super talented guy. He's from the Sacramento area.
Guitar
and I saw
player.
him. Yeah, I saw him and his band. And really, really, really good original songs. But at that point, I think it was either only digital or only vinyl. So, and I don't think he's put anything on CD. Oh. And he's also pretty reclusive. He's not a very prolific artist, but very talented.
So, I don't think many people talk about Cake so much. I usually see them in the discount bins a lot.
Well, let them eat cake.
But I haven't seen anything lately.
Well, I know that their stuff keeps getting reissued.
Oh, okay.
So people are still buying it out there.
All right, I'm going to order Ween the Pod.
Erica Peterson's Flaming Crib Death.
I wouldn't mind doing a show on Ween, though. Or something. Album ranking of Ween or something. Someday.
I've actually been wanting to do a Ween thing, and I had the stuff set aside, but I just finally put it all on my shelf again because it's like I'm so backlogged with things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm open to do something on Ween.
Well, someday.
Yeah. Maybe 10 favorite Ween songs or
oh God, that would be hard.
Yeah, that's true.
I could do it though. I could do it. And yeah, that'd probably be better because if you don't have all the albums, at least you could come up with your 10 favorite Ween songs.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Ween album each that you've heard?
Mine's The Mollusk.
Yeah.
Mine's White Pepper, just a tiny, tiny smidgen above The Mollusk.
Yeah.
But Chocolate and Cheese is great.
Oh, I love Chocolate and Cheese.
Yeah.
It's hard. They're so good.
Yeah.
Now, one of those albums, I think is it Chocolate and Cheese? One of them's celebrating like the 25th anniversary this year.
Chocolate and Cheese, I think, yeah.
Okay, and it's being reissued. Now, I haven't seen the track listing for CD, but a triple vinyl. And it's going to include, remastered version of the album plus like 15 demos and stuff. So I hope that comes out on CD. I just saw the vinyl listing.
Yeah.
And I didn't investigate further.
Yeah, Ween, great. Oh, Freedom of 76 is a great song. Like I already mentioned, Baby Bitch is my total, that's way up there in my ranking. I think it's beautiful. Mister, would you please help my pony?
Yeah.
Voodoo Lady. There's a lot of great stuff on Chocolate and Cheese.
Yeah. But still, that Boys Club, just jot that down because it is on YouTube. It's sort of almost them impersonating Michael McDonald vocally.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So they mainly had just the one Ween guy played basically guitar, and the other guy did most of the vocals, right?
Well, they both play guitar.
Okay, but the one guy
Dean was the lead player. Dean played lead.
Yeah, he's good too.
Mm-hmm.
So Gene was the singer, right?
For the most,
and
I never remember
guitar player.
Yeah, so it was Dean Ween who had stuff I haven't heard. So Gene Ween Aaron Freeman is his real name, and he's put out a couple albums under the name Freeman.
Have you heard those?
I have them, yeah.
Okay. Yay or nay on those? Good?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're so talented. I mean, they're crazy, right? But they're,
I love the fact. I mean, I want more Ween music, but it seems like they're less likely to record in the studio or record new material, but they do still, I believe, tour every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never seen them. I've never seen them though.
Neither have I.
Yeah. Oh, geez, look at the time. It's almost time to go.
Uh-oh. Bye.
No. All right, see ya.
I'll leave you guys on to chat, and I'll go make my dinner.
No, but yeah, I love just getting on and talking about music.
Yeah, it's fun. So anyway, make sure, and I'll have a link also below this after I'm done here. I'll edit it. I'll have a link for Steven's channel, CD Junkie, and I'll even have a link for Grant's Rock, because every week that you're on here, Grant, you get probably 50 more subscribers.
Yeah, I got like 40 last week.
Usually I lose subscribers whenever I come on your channel.
I know.
Larry, I got about
because you're on
4 or
my
5.
channel. It says I'm unsubscribing. He was on Larry's channel.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
check my subscribers right now and see how I'm doing.
Yeah, my show's under the name or my channel Stephen Schnee, the CD Junkie.
Yeah.
And then I have a show called Schnee TV. Please watch Schnee TV. It's all, more than likely, it's all new music. It's like an hour-long MTV featuring. I try to pick out the stuff that I think is going to appeal to the most amount of people, so you're going to hear a power pop. You're going to hear sort of. In fact, the last episode has a group called Legs and Co. It sounds like it's direct from the '80s. It's more '80s than the '80s, and you're going to hear Americana, and but mostly it's like guitar, poppy, melodic. I don't try to put on too weird of stuff, but I love to throw that stuff in there as well, as long as it's catchy. So please watch Schnee TV before it gets canceled.
Yeah, and you guys are doing a show tonight.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
On Grant's channel, we are going to do a New Wave live show and just play 80s music, New Wave.
Including cool places.
Yes, I did pick that. Because I love it.
I love that song so much.
Yeah. I love it too.
But my favorite off that album is
Popularity.
Yeah.
I love that.
To place that's called, I forget what it's called, but it's really great.
I have a quick question.
It's funny coming from Ron Mail because it's beyond simple, right? It's I
have a question, and Larry, you might know this. Either one of you might know this. I know in the past that the CD pressings of In Outer Space were sourced from vinyl.
Mine sounds great. No.
I don't want a needle drop. I don't have it on CD. I've got it on vinyl.
Sound like a needle drop to me.
Which version do you have? There's different ones.
I'd have to get up.
Oleo is not a
I'd have to get up.
I'd have to get up, and I'm not wearing any pants right now.
Okay.
The version I have from Oleo is not a needle drop to my knowledge.
No.
I also have a version that came out on the Repertoire label, and people tell me that that's a needle drop, but I don't know if it is, but it has bonus tracks.
Do you have a preference of which version?
No, because I've never compared them back to back. The reason I kept the Oleo version is because it's autographed, and the reason
he does have pants on. Did you see that? He has pants on.
I don't look at any guys below the waist.
I didn't want to look. I didn't mean to.
You're forced to.
He's not coming back either. So, but I was just wondering, because I did read about it on Hoffman forums, and I wasn't sure which one to really... I don't know.
Well, you know how I can let you know.
Yeah.
And then you can
Let me know.
Yeah.
But I need it.
Yes.
Because I love that record.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I remember when Womp That Sucker came out, and they first started playing Tips for Teens on the radio. And of course, being that was what, 80? So being a 17-year-old male, just thinking, oh, are they saying tits for teens or tips for teens?
Do you like this record, Steve?
Oh, it's amazing. Angst in My Pants. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go.
I
That's
know
a good album.
this is supposedly a needle drop.
Yeah, I've read that too, but the same thing for out in space.
And this is it just came out recently, and it is a new remaster of it. Number One in Heaven. It is.
Yes.
Sounds amazing.
It sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, really good.
I was happy with those Island remasters.
And this is great for anybody wanting to just get into Sparks.
That's a great collection.
This is the 3 CD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like it's on BMG maybe?
I love When Do I Get to Sing My Way?
Yep, BMG.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's like this.
Is that fairly recent comp?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it does go up into the later career.
Okay.
And the first song is Computer Girl from, I think, 1967. Who was writing songs about computers in 1967? Sparks were.
Half Nelson was.
Yeah.
Were they Half Nelson then? Or no?
No, they weren't even Half Nelson.
Yeah.
I think they were known as Grant's Rock Warehaus.
That's right.
Call back.
I might rename it that. I kind of like it. Or Grant's Rock Whorehouse. I think I should do that.
Anyway, that's it.
All right. Cool.
So thanks very much, Steve and Grant. I hope everybody subscribes to their channels. Any parting words, Steve or Grant?
Yeah. Tune in to Grant's Rock Warehouse tonight, where we will be playing 80s music. And it's absolutely wonderful. Please tune into my channel. Watch.
He's basically
Schnee
begging
TV.
you.
Yeah, watch Schnee TV. Learn about. I don't mean that in an arrogant way.
Sell it, Steve. Sell it.
Sell it.
Where I introduce you to new bands through music videos. It's like 120 Minutes or The Cutting Edge from MTV. It's just nonstop new music, and it's wonderful. It's called Schnee TV.
And he has such a passion for music. And Grant has a passion for dogs.
That's my boy.
That's his boy. What a cute doggy.
Is his name Warehouse?
No, I call him Whorehouse.
Okay.
He's Teddy. It's my boy.
Oh, that's Teddy? Okay. Hey, Teddy. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I'll try to be there. Looking forward to it. There you go.
All right, Starman. I'd like to see you over there because we will dazzle you. Hopefully there's something we can turn you on. Maybe it's something you hadn't heard before. It's Schnee and I putting this together. So
Dazzle.
hopefully we'll dazzle you.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Grant. Grant, I'll see you in a few hours.
Thank you, Steve.
Chats anymore, Larry.
I have to pay Larry to be on his show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be darned.
But of course, I use the money that you pay me just so I associate with you in public.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Starman's going to hold me to the fire.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
Stop by tonight, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
stop by.
be dazzled.